Hello friends, welcome to another Python tutorials by AITechEX. In today's video, I will discuss about while loop and range in for loop, how you can use that. So let's get started. First of all, while loop and syntax of while loop. Syntax of while loop is basically just while keyword and your condition that you want to check, colon, and your code that you want to execute if this condition is true. Okay, so let's see an example. Suppose I have a integer count is equal to 5 and I want to print numbers from 5 to 10. So how I can do that using while loop? Let's see. Just write keyword while and count less than 11 because you want to print 5 to 11 numbers, and then colon 5 to 10 numbers, and then colon and your code here that you want to print numbers, so just write print and count. But here we have assigned a count of 5 value, so it will print 5 every time because this condition is always true because count is less than 5. Okay, so we have to increment count. How you can do that? Just write count equals count plus 1. This is, and run this. See, 5 6 7 8 9 10. This is our output that we wanted. Well, you can write count is equal to count plus 1, and another way is count plus equals 1. It's basically count is equal to count plus 1. It will just increment count by one value every time this while loop is initiated. Let's see same output as previous. Okay, now let's see. We can use the for loop and while loop alternatively, but for loop it is more efficient, and while loop it contains more code. Let's see an example. Suppose I have a num is equal to 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, uh, this is our list, and I want to print all these number in the list. So how I can do that using while loop? I will first select a counter, just count equals 0, and use now I will write while loop while count less than length of our number and okay. uh, Whenever length of number is 0 to 4 and the count is 0. Okay, so this condition is true, count 0 less than length is equal to 5. So this condition is true for 5 iteration. So we will print our numbers, and that is num and count, that is 0. We will start from 0, count. So for first iteration it is number and count is 0, so number at location index 0, that is 1. So for first iteration it will write 1, and for second it will write 2, then 3, and so on. Okay, but we have to increment this count. If we won't increment this will go into infinite loop and print 1 every time. Okay, and now just increment count equal plus equal 1 is same as count is equal to count plus 1. Okay, now let's run this. See, 1 2 3 4 5, 1 2 3 4 5, that we its output that we wanted. Now let's see if we want increment count, it will go into infinite loop by printing 1 1 1 1 1 1. See, you can see here. Okay, and that's not good because our computer might crash in some cases. So just remove this and press delete to remove all this output. Oops. Yeah, you can delete this, use this icon to clear all your output here. Okay, as you see, we used three length of code like count is equal to 0, then while condition, and then print, and we incremented count by 1. By using for loop we can do this in just 2 line of code. Let's see, num is equal to 1 2 3 4 and 5. and then by using for loop for here x in now colon in your code print x. So basically every time this for loop will iterate, x is assigned number in turn. For first iteration it will assign a 1, then say for second it will get value 2, for third iteration it will get value 3 and 4 and so on. So by using for loop we can do this in just 2 line of code, and whenever for loop reaches at the end it will terminate automatically. It won't go into infinite loop like we see previous in while loop. It goes into infinite loop. Okay, so let's run this. See, 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, so that's it. And another thing that I want to show you is a range in a for loop. Suppose I don't have a string or a I don't have a list. I don't have a list because we basically use for loop to go through list and access every element, but we don't have a list and we want to print something. Suppose I want to print 1 to 10 numbers without using list. So how I can do that? Well, we will use the range for that. Let me show you an example. We will use for loop for this. Just write for x in range, this is keyword, and we want to print first 10 digits, so we will write 11 and then colon, because in computer language index is always starting from 0. So 0 to 10 it's 11 numbers. Okay, so we'll write 11 here, and then just write your code that you want to execute. Print x. Here x will get the value in turn. For first iteration it will get 1, then 2, then 3 and 4 and so on. See, 0 to 10 we have printed first 11 letter. So this range is a keyword that we will use to access for loop without any list. And another thing, that if we want to print a value from 5 to 20, so we can do this by using for. uh, just write 5 and then we want to 5 to 10 value, so I'll write 11. This is our starting point, this is our ending point. So let's see 5 6 7 8 9 10, this is our output. And there is one other thing, that we can use 3 parameter. In that case this will be our starting point, this will be our ending point, and the third parameter is our increment. So let's see, if I want to print 5 10 15 20 25, so I will use 5 and I want to print until 25, and I will use increment 5. So that's it will print 5 then increment by 5, so 5 10 15 20 25. Let's see, yeah, see, this is it. So that's it. You can use any string to print out something like this. Like if you want to print some string by 5 times, so you can use this. Just write for x in range 5, so it will print 5 times, and in your code just write your string. This is awesome. Let's run this. This is basically right. This is awesome 5 times. See, this is awesome. This is our output. So that's it for this tutorial. Hope you liked this video. If you enjoyed this video, please like this video and don't forget to share it with your friends. And please subscribe to my channel. Have a good day.